a girl have beef with me, she gonna have beef with me forever.
Why do every time you get on an interview and try to troll and try to be raw, though? Like, I've been ignoring your ass for a whole year, damn near. Literally. Like, never saying nothing back. You constantly egg me on, constantly doing this, constantly doing that, then try to get in my DM and my text and try to be cool. This was your last straw today. Now I'm finna expose you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, Memo600 done found himself back into the algorithm, and this time he's getting exposed by his ex-girlfriend, who happens to be a female Chicago rapper by the name of Gizzy Glow. Now fellas, one thing I always tell y'all is that hell has no fury like a woman scorned. Simple as that. But at the end of the day, no matter what a woman does, whatever she says, you always look weak trying to go back and forth with a woman, especially on social media. No matter how much points you prove, no matter even if you tell the truth, you have no wins trying to argue with a woman. I say that because Memo600 have been getting outed for like the past 2 days that I can remember, and he really hasn't said much. Most people in the comments, of course, they're entertained, but at the end of the day, I've seen most comments saying that what she's saying must be true because they have dealt with each other, so she should know what's going on, and Mimo isn't saying nothing. But if you ask me, it's the reversal, right? He's doing the right thing. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, argue with a woman. That's not what men do. Now, there's a bunch of stories that she put out that I'm not going to read like I usually do because it's way too long, but I'm going to post it at the end of the video so you can see what she had to say about Mimo in her stories as she took the TikTok after and spoke on a lot of things that she's been going through on social media when it comes to Memo600. Now, at first, Glizzy was keeping it cool and never mentioned Mimo in a negative way in any of her interviews. However, she stated that the reason she has been exposing him as of lately is because she tired of him doing interviews and not holding it down the way she is and speaking on her name as well as telling lies in the process. Therefore, she's now telling her story. Now also y'all know this is social media, so take everything with a grain of salt. The reason I say that is because we don't know what the hell is real these days, and it's kind of ironic that the day after calling herself exposing him and saying that he's been dying for her to drop this song called Red Dot that they have together, she went and dropped the video. Which is puzzling because is she doing it to troll? Is she doing it because maybe while everybody is paying attention, she feels that maybe it would get views? Or is it that all of this is just one big marketing scheme to where they create drama to promote the record because they know how easily people fall for the controversy? Who knows? She did drop the video though, and as she posted it to her Instagram, she will caption it saying, quote, "You've been begging me to drop this song and I ignore you every time, and I don't know why, cause I literally ate you up on the whole song. I wrote the hook, picked the beat, etc. Let's keep it real. You needed me to make you stay relevant. That's why every chance you get, you speaking on me. So before your poor butt try to sneak and leak the song, I'ma put it out. There you go. Red Dot out now, link in bio, beat by @proof on the track." Alright, so I guess she basically said the reason why she dropped the song, and it's because she didn't want him to leak it because 9 times out of 10, they both got the song. Now in her most recent story, she also addressed everything as she would say, quote, "The craziest part about all this is y'all watch me do nothing but say good things about him and protect his image. That's a prime example of people taking kindness for weakness. The real problem, you was mad I told you I don't want to drop that song, So you decided to troll. You literally need me to stay relevant. Now, Mimo didn't really respond. I guess he just signed a publishing deal with Sony, so instead, he will post about that and also told everyone that's entertained by him getting exposed to clock that T. Sometimes they say the best way to respond to negativity is using positivity. And it seems like that's what he's doing. Now, before we get into what Glizzy had to say, let me say this, y'all. Throughout her whole rant, she did mention that she helped Mimo get back relevant, and saying that people only know about him because of her and their relationship, calling him broke and etc. And I'm gonna be totally honest because y'all know I'm not here to be biased. I can't sit here and say that she's the reason Mimo is relevant, because at the end of the day, we know Mimo for being Mimo. Now, she did say that's a lot of things that's been done behind the scenes that her team helped Mimo with, even with the new publishing deal that he just signed. So I don't know about that. However, when it comes to Mimo being relevant, I can't sit here and say that she's the reason. If anything, Mimo has mainly stayed relevant through negative blog posts between him and OTF or oblock and them on the beef tip, and mixed with a few good songs that he dropped, which keeps him relevant within the social media aspect. So I can say that. But honestly, I found out about her because of her relationship with Mimo. Just being honest. Now, that don't mean she didn't help Mimo with whatever she said she helped him with, but I'm just speaking from my point of view. It's probably different for others as well, and people may have found out about Mimo because of her. Who knows? Another thing that I found kind of weird was she keeps saying that she treats Mimo, she been treating him. One thing about that is, fellas, don't get tricked. Because like I told y'all before, it's one of those situations where it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you talk crazy to her while she's talking crazy to you, they gonna say you're a female for going back and forth with a female, and a man should never argue with a woman, so you got no wins with that. And then if she do something to you and you do something back, people are gonna say you a man, you're not supposed to be doing that. So the best way to combat all that is just ignore it. They're gonna call it treating or whatever, and that's cool. At the end of the day, you just mind your business, let them talk how they talk. What is he supposed to do? Put his hands on her? Call out her name on social media? That does nothing, man. So let's get into what she had to say, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
I'm starting to think that this is one of my favorite shirts to troll in, because I be making videos every time I get to talking on TikTok and I be having this shirt on. But that's neither here nor there. I hate when I'm so off. They can't do nothing but still think about me and still talk about me. I'm trying to figure out why every time. Of course, I know when Mimo have interviews, they're going to bring me up. They're going to ask about me. They're going to ask about our situation. That's expected. Why do every time you get on the interview and try to troll and try to be raw, though? Like, I've been ignoring your for a whole year damn near. Literally. Like, never saying nothing back. You constantly egg me on. Constantly doing this, constantly doing that. Then try to get in my DM and my text and try to be cool. This was your last straw today. Now I'm finna expose you. And I'm not gonna stop. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. And I'm gonna keep going. Because I felt like y'all was just poking the bear. At this point, I'm tired of playing with you. And I'm finna lay it all out. And I'm not finna play with you. I'm not gonna let off on you. Because I literally just talked to you the other day. I get on interviews. People ask about me. I cover your I don't tell them nothing that you did. Nothing that went on. Nothing about nothing that happened when I was going with you. But now I'm on your and I'm not gonna stop. I'm in here asleep earlier, taking a nap. I wake up, this is the first thing I see in my timeline. You on the interview saying all type of false shit, and you've been doing this for the last couple of interviews you've been doing. Just lying on me for no reason. I don't get it. But you know what? I did make you relevant. So you going back to your last resource that made you relevant. Because this and the dead ain't helping. That's what you try to do to keep yourself afloat. Cloud chasing off Dirk, it ain't helping. Nothing is going to help you. You tried all your things that you tried to try to keep you relevant, and you have to go back to your last resort, the person that made you relevant for real, for real. Let's be honest. Let's keep it 100. Who was thinking about you before me? Who was listening to you before me? What song did you have out before me and you got together? Like, who was booking you for a show, or interview, or hosting any of that before you got with me? Let's keep it 100. And I'm gonna air all your business out since you want to get on these interviews and cap and play with me and lay on my name. You dragging me for what, though? I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long. You coming back and trying to make yourself relevant again. So I'm going to give you exactly what you're looking for. Yo, as many times as I could have got on these apps and on these interviews and told everything that I'm telling right now, I never did. And I still ain't even said everything because guess what? I ain't sparing you. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna hold everything because I got this big book of that I could have been said, but I didn't say it. Because I'm way too player. I don't do stuff like that to people. Once I get out of a relationship with somebody, I'm just off you, period. I'm not talking about you. I'm not dwelling on no situation. I'm not saying nothing to you, period. We cool. I left it as that. We never got into it like I said. You talking about when I said in my interview, I didn't leave off on a bad note. We didn't leave off on a bad note. You talking about yes, we did. She lying. That was messy. Blah, blah, this and that. Me and you never got into it. Me and your baby mama got into it. We never left off on a bad note. We never argued. We never got into it on the internet. Nothing. So what are we talking about? But since you want to get on interviews and talk about me and try to diminish my character and act like you just treated me and I was just some sad charity case, because that's what I took from it. Then you say somebody punched me up. I hear you knocking and I'm finna let you in on my soul. Now I'm finna tell everything, because guess what? You thought I wasn't because I let you slip and slide so many times. Because in my mind, I just feel like, what is the point of me even going in my big book of that I know about you and tarnishing and diminishing your character when I'm living my life? I'm literally lit. I got everything that I want. Like, what is my purpose of doing that if I'm happy? But since you want to get on the internet and play with me and keep on bapping and keep on talking, now I'm finna go there. And save y'all breath telling me to be the bigger person, telling me to stop, telling me to leave it alone. I'm this, I'm that. No, I'm not the bigger person. I'm actually only 5'2", 125 pounds. So let's do it. So I believe the proper way to go about this is to just do a story time on each time you did some brokish bum, broke, dirty bikini bottom. And I already did a story time about that whole situation of when we was breaking up and stuff. I'm not gonna get into all that again because y'all know the story already. There's no need for me to go and repeat that. But since you want to lie on my name, I'm about to tell the truth on yours. I'm gonna tell them everything. So let's start off with the first week I met you. Okay, you've been stalking me forever. Literally, been stalking me. Never getting a follow back, none of that. Cool. I don't want to judge. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I don't judge people. So I never judged him off what people used to say about him. He a goofy, he a clown, he get his jury took out. I never judged him off of that because I'm just not God. I don't do that. So, boom, I finally meet him in person. After all them years of him stalking me, following me, and unfollowing me, this and that. I finally meet him in person. We just coincidentally bumped into each other in the club. I'm like, okay, cool. He asked for my number, whatever the case may be. Cool, I gave him my number. He seemed like he was pretty cool. Met him in person, the vibe was okay. Give him my number. The next day, we linked. We went outside. We was out all day. We went to a hookah lounge, went to a bar, went to the strip club. We was out all day. Now, I'm a female, and I'm a female that be around men with money. So, you know when somebody ain't got it or they depending on somebody else to pay. We go out. It's me, him, and his friends. I didn't have none of my friends with me. Matter of fact, I did have one of my friends with me. My brother, Blizz. My brother would shoot my videos and stuff. It was only us and his friends or whatever. We go outside. He was doing the poorest things ever. Not gonna lie, I had a good time. We enjoyed our night, whatever the case may be. We went everywhere, but his peoples paid for everything. When it was time to pay for the bills, he was getting that. Come on, let's go to the car. I didn't know we was gonna lock in. I didn't know it was gonna be a relationship. I didn't know none of that. Literally, we was just vibing. At the time, we was in Chicago. We ended up going back home to Atlanta because both of us was living in Atlanta, coincidentally. And how we even got in a relationship, it really was off convenience. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, he was moving out of his crib, I was moving out of my crib, and we ended up getting a crib together. That's how that happened. It happened that fast like that. Yes, it did. And did I know he was poor? No, I did not. Not yet. Did I know he was a goofy? Maybe off of what people said, but I didn't know that personally. People could say anything about you. Did I give him a chance? Yes, I did, because I'm a real one. I'm just like that. Okay, it is what it is. So now the first week when he get back home, he was texting me like, yeah, before he got on the plane to get back home, he was texting me like, yeah, I want to see you and I want to take you out, but I ain't got no money. Me being the real one that I am, he was cool. I had a good time with him the first time. I told him, we can go out, I'll pay. Went to a bar, we ate, we had some drinks, I paid. That was it. After that, we was together every day. I'm not gonna lie. What made me did like him, he was funny. Just make me laugh all the time. And what else? He was always in a good mood. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, and I like people that's always in a good mood because I'm always in a good mood. But before I get to even spilling the tea, since you want to get on here and diminish my character, since you want to get on here and make false accusations about me, tell false stories of stuff that didn't happen, like, before I get into the real stories about you, I just have to throw that out there because everybody keep on asking me, why did I like you? And that was literally the only reason. Convenience and living situation at the time. Soon as we moved out that crib, you was snip, snip, cut. But anyway, part 2, y'all. I'm gonna finish more story times in the morning because I'm about to give me some rest. And I ain't even got time to even wrap my mind around all the bull that he done did. Right now, I had enough for today. Thank y'all. Round of applause. But I will be back up on Mr. Melvin Griffin tomorrow, bright and early.
Alright, y'all. There you have it. She says she's not letting up on Mimo. But honestly, if he plays cards right, social media is going to get on her for continuously going back and forth by herself because he's pretty much ignoring her. Right? Now, fellas, like I said earlier, you never argue back. Whatever she says, it just is what it is. And y'all know the woman's going to say whatever it is to press your buttons. She called Mimo zesty, called him broke. Is he? I don't know. But as y'all know, this is what happens usually when a couple gets into it in the public and they break up. So it is what it is. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.